Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Money Talks, the podcast where we make money feel simple and accessible, especially for all my fellow office warriors and 9-to-5ers out there. Have you ever felt like this? You work so hard all month long. Payday finally arrives, you get to smile for about 5 seconds, and then you see it. The long line of bills and expenses all waiting for their turn. The rent, the car payment, the credit cards, the groceries. After you've settled up with everyone, you're left with a little bit of savings, which you feel really proud of. But then the big question hits. Okay, so what do I do with this now? Leaving it in a regular savings account feels like a missed opportunity, with interest rates being what they are. You want that hard-earned money to grow, to go on an adventure and bring back some returns for you. But when you think about investing in the stock market, it just feels so overwhelming. I mean, who has the time to be glued to a screen all day, trying to read complicated charts or figure out which companies are the right ones to buy? If you are nodding your head right now thinking, yes, that is my life, then this episode was made for you. Because today, we're going to get to know the mutual fund, an investment tool that is truly the working professional's best friend. We're going to break down exactly why it's so perfect for our busy lifestyles, and how you can use this friend to take your first step towards building wealth. Let's find out together. All right, so let's start with the big question. What in the world is a mutual fund? When you hear the term, what does it even mean? To make it super simple, I want you to imagine this. Let's say you want to host a party with a spectacular gourmet cheese board, the kind with a dozen different artisanal cheeses, fancy crackers, fruits, and nuts. But you don't have time to go to 10 different specialty shops, and you're not exactly a cheese expert. So, what do? You and your friends all chip in a little bit of money. You take that collective pot of cash and give it to a professional caterer, an expert who knows exactly which cheeses pair well together. That expert goes to the market, selects a wide variety of high-quality items, and arranges them beautifully on a platter for all of you to enjoy. That's a mutual fund, in a nutshell. We are the individual investors. The money we chip in is our investment, pooled together with thousands of other people's money. And that professional caterer is the fund manager, a financial expert whose entire job is to take that big pot of money and invest it in a wide variety of assets for us, whether that's stocks, bonds, or other things, all based on a specific strategy. Their goal is to create the best possible returns for everyone who chipped in. Now for the most important part. Why does a mutual fund earn the title of the working professional's best friend? I've got 4 key reasons for you. Reason number 1, it saves you an incredible amount of time. This is the absolute game changer for anyone with a busy schedule. With a mutual fund, you don't have to spend your evenings and weekends stressing about financial reports, you don't have to watch the market's every move, and you don't need to become an expert on every single company out there. You are literally outsourcing all that heavy lifting to the fund manager. It's like having a personal investment assistant, which frees you up to focus on your career, your family, and actually enjoying your life. Reason number 2, you don't need a lot of money to start. Please erase that image in your head that you need thousands of dollars to be an investor. It's not true. You can start investing in a mutual fund with $100, $50, or in many cases, as little as $1. This means that as soon as you get paid, you can set aside a small, manageable amount and put it to work immediately. You don't have to wait to save up a huge lump sum. It makes building an investment habit realistic and completely pressure-free. Reason number 3, it automatically diversifies your risk. You've probably heard the saying, don't put all your eggs in one basket, right? Well, that's a core principle of smart investing. Putting all your money into one single company's stock is like putting all your eggs in one basket. If you accidentally drop it, you could lose everything. But a mutual fund, by its nature, buys dozens or even hundreds of different assets. So if one company isn't doing so well, there are many others to help balance out your portfolio. It's built-in safety through diversification, and you don't have to do a thing. And the final reason? You have an expert at the helm. Especially when you're new to investing, it can feel intimidating. Having a professional fund manager is like having a seasoned captain steering the ship. It provides a huge sense of comfort and confidence knowing that your money is being managed by someone with deep knowledge and experience. So, now that we've established that mutual funds are the ultimate best friend for us busy working folks, it's time to open up the menu. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking, oh boy, how many different kinds are there? The names all sound so complicated. But don't you worry, I promise you it's so much easier than you think. Before we even look at the menu, the very first thing we have to do is ask ourselves two simple questions. What am I investing for? And how much of a thrill seeker am I? Basically, what are your goals and what is your personal comfort level with risk? These two answers will be the compass that points you to the perfect investment choice. Think about it this way. If you have a short-term goal, something that's just 1 to 3 years away, like saving for a big vacation to Japan next year or for a down payment on a new car, what's the most important thing? Protecting your money, right? You absolutely cannot afford to lose that cash before you need it. In that case, you're going to want to look for funds with very low risk. But if you have a medium to long-term goal, something that's 5 years away or more, like saving for a wedding, a down payment on a house in 7 years, or building a wonderful retirement nest egg for the next 20 or 30 years, then you have a powerful ally on your side: time. With time, you can afford to ride out the market's ups and downs in exchange for the chance at much higher returns in the long run. Once you have your answer, it's time to order. I'm going to break down the main types of funds for you like a food menu. First up, for the safety first cloud, we have bond funds. Think of this option as a warm, comforting bowl of chicken noodle soup. It's safe, it's reliable, and it's easy on the stomach. The risk of losing your principal is very low because these funds primarily invest in bonds, which is basically like lending your money to governments or big, stable companies. They promise to pay you back with interest. The returns won't be spectacular, but they are generally steady and predictable. This makes it perfect for short-term goals or for anyone who really doesn't like risk. Next menu item for the thrill seekers, we have stock funds, also called equity funds. This one is the complete opposite. Think of it as a fiery 5-alarm chili. It's exciting, it's bold, and it has the potential to be incredibly rewarding. These funds invest in stocks or shares of companies, offering the highest potential for growth over time. But just like that spicy chili, it comes with some serious heat. Stock funds are high risk and can be very volatile. There will be days when it's so spicy it might make your eyes water, seeing your portfolio in the red. But if you can handle the heat over the long term, the delicious flavor of success, your returns, can be absolutely amazing. This is strictly for long-term goals only. Our third option, for those who can't decide, is the balanced fund or hybrid fund. If you're thinking, chicken soup is a little too bland, but 5-alarm chili is way too spicy, can I just get a perfectly balanced bento box instead? Yes, you can. That's a balanced fund. The fund manager does the work of mixing assets for you automatically. You get a little bit of the spicy stuff for growth and a little bit of the mild stuff for stability, all in one portfolio. It's a medium risk option that's fantastic for people who want to get started but don't want to go too extreme in either direction. And finally, we have a special item on the menu: tax-advantaged funds. Think of these as a special promotion or getting bonus loyalty points designed specifically for working people. These aren't a separate category, but rather a special wrapper you can put around the funds we just talked about, like a stock or balanced fund. In many countries, these are retirement accounts like a 401k or an IRA. When you invest through them, you get a fantastic bonus, a tax deduction, or tax-free growth. It's like killing 2 birds with 1 stone. You're saving for your future and getting a sweet tax break from the government. See?
It really is just like ordering off a menu. You just need to know what you're in the mood for and how much spice you can handle. Now that we know the basic options, the next question is, how do you actually place your first order? In our next and final segment, we'll walk through a simple action plan to turn you into an investor in just a few easy steps.
All right, now that we've chosen our favorite dish from the menu, whether it's the comforting chicken soup, the spicy chili, or that perfectly balanced bento box, it's time to actually pull out our phones and place our first order. Let's walk through the simple action plan that will officially change your status from someone who wants to invest to someone who is an investor. I promise it's way easier than you think. Step 1. Open the door by opening an account. This first step might sound like a chore, but I promise you it has never been easier. Gone are the days of needing to take time off work to go to a bank and fill out a mountain of paperwork. Today, you can open an investment account right from your couch using the banking app you already have or by downloading the app of a specific investment company you're interested in. You'll just need some basic ID and you follow this simple on-screen steps. Honestly, it's about as complicated as signing up for Netflix. It is that fast and that simple. Step 2, choose your investing style. Once your account is open, you need to decide how you want to put money into it. There are really two main styles. The first is called lump sum investing. This is exactly what it sounds like. Whenever you get a larger chunk of money, like a year-end bonus, a tax refund, or any other windfall, you invest it all in one go. This is great for people who have a lump sum and want to put it to work right away. But the second style, this one is the absolute superstar for us 9-to-5ers. It's called DCA, or dollar cost averaging. DCA is one of the most powerful and wonderfully simple strategies out there. It's where you set up an automatic transfer to invest the same amount of money at the same time every single month. For example, on the 5th of every month, automatically transfer $100 from my checking account to buy my chosen fund. That's it. The magic of DCA is that it builds the habit of investing for you automatically. You pay yourself first, and more importantly, it takes all the emotion out of investing. You don't have to stress and guess, is now a good time to buy? Is the market too high? What if it drops? None of that matters. You just invest consistently, and over the long run, this strategy helps to average out your purchase price, meaning you buy more when prices are low and less when prices are high. Step 4, start with small, confident steps. Please do not feel pressured to start with a huge amount of money. The act of starting is always more important than the starting amount. Begin with a number that feels genuinely comfortable for you, something that doesn't impact your daily budget. Maybe aim for 5 to 10% of your take-home pay. If your monthly income is $3,000, maybe you start with $150 or $300 a month. Once you get into the rhythm, see your account grow, or get a raise in the future, you can always increase the amount. And step 4, which is just as important as all the others, invest and then let it grow. Your job as a busy working professional using mutual funds is to be consistent with your plan. Your job is not to check your investment app every single day. It's not to get overly excited when the market is up, and it's definitely not to panic when the market is down, because short-term volatility is a completely normal part of the investing world. Let the professional chefs, the fund managers, and the magic of time do their jobs. Your job is to focus on your career and enjoy your life. And that is everything we wanted to share with you on this episode of Money Talks about mutual funds, the working professional's best friend. As we've talked about today, I hope you can see that investing isn't some far-off, scary, or time-consuming thing reserved for experts. Mutual funds are a tool that feels like they were designed specifically for our busy lives. They are a shortcut that allows us to take the money we work so hard for and put it on a path toward growth and wealth, all while giving us the time and freedom to focus on our careers and our lives. The most important part of this entire journey isn't about who can read the charts best or who can perfectly time the market. It's about who starts the soonest and who stays the most consistent with a simple strategy like DCA. Investing is not a 100-meter dash. It is a marathon. You don't have to sprint. You just have to have the discipline to keep a steady pace toward that long-term finish line you've set for yourself. I truly hope this episode has sparked some hope and given you the confidence to see that owning your very own investment portfolio is not only possible, but it's easier than you ever thought. Thank you so much for tuning in to Money Talks today. Please don't forget to subscribe or follow our show on whatever platform you're listening on, so you never miss out on more simple, friendly money advice. And if you enjoyed this episode, please consider sharing it with a coworker or a friend who might be ready to start their own financial journey too. That's all for today. I'll catch you in the next episode. Bye for now.